Jimmy Spoon and the Pony Express by Kristina Gregory. 12, Mr. Lantern. By and by, Jimmy's cold got better. Unless a rider was flat on his back or dead, he must get on his horse and go. Even though Jimmy didn't feel well, he continued his routes. Late one chilly afternoon, when he was rubbing down his horse, a Conestoga drawn by 6 mules stopped near the cabin. Several children peered out from the canvas cover. "Welcome, strangers," called Mr. Tagg from the doorway. "Supper's almost ready. What we got is yours." An assortment of young cousins jumped out of the wagon. A pretty woman with long red hair stepped down from the seat. She held an infant wrapped in a patchwork blanket. Another woman was round and heavy with child. "Obliged," the driver said, reaching to shake hands all around. His large black hat made his eyes look dark. "Hank Lantern's the name, and these here are my kin. We'll be moving out by sunrise tomorrow, if y'all don't mind us bedding down in your front yard for the night." Milo passed a cup of coffee to him. "Well, sir, that's all right by us, but it's somewhat peculiar. You folks heading west this late in the season." "The Donner Party, wasn't that in 46, Mr. Tagg?" "Yes, well, they took the Hastings cutoff this time of year, hoping to make it over the Sierra before the big snows. Tragic. I never realized decent human beings could turn into cannibals." "I heard about them, but we'll be all right, as long as we don't dawdle. My brother and 9 other families are waiting for us at Ragtown. We'll be all right." While the men talked, Penn and Jimmy led the mule to the corral. They could see the women cleaning out the wagon as their children played hide-and-seek in the brush. "Jim, don't it look like that one lady is going to have a baby?" "Looks that way to me." "Well, where's she going to have it?" Jimmy shrugged. "Somewhere between here and California, I suspect." They unharnessed the mules, spread fresh hay for them, then saw to their water. Penn buttoned his coat against the chill and rubbed his hands together. "Ever wonder, Jim, why folks travel so far with every possession they have, just to look for a better place, not knowing for sure if there is one?" "Seems all kinds of folks do it," said Jimmy. "My pa did, moved us from New York to Salt Lake City, and when I was with the Washakie, the tribe moved all the time, but it was with the seasons and to follow game. Sometimes they came here to Ruby Valley, but it wasn't because one place was better than another." Penn looked at his friend with fascination, wanted to hear more. "But didn't you get homesick for your own family?" he asked. "At first, yes, but then it was as if I'd always lived with the Shoshone. They became my family and I didn't want to leave." Penn knew Jimmy had returned to Salt Lake City, so people could see he hadn't been kidnapped or held against his will. "Jim," he said, "if you liked it so much, living with the Indians, why didn't you go back soon as your folks saw you were all right?" "I'm not sure, Penn." Jimmy closed the corral gate, then turned toward the cabin. Smoke curling up in the cool air smelled like supper. "I didn't want to disappoint my mother and father again, and somehow that was enough to keep me home. So what's holding you back now?" "I keep asking myself that. One thing, I made a commitment to Mr. Majors, and another thing," Jimmy sighed, his breath made frost. "Oh, never mind. We better go warn Mr. Lantern not to take Shadow Canyon. There's Paiutes everywhere." And that is the end of Chapter 12.